You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to My Star Wars Life, a look at news, reviews, and other happenings from a galaxy far, far away. Here are your hosts, Scotty and JD.
It's AndorDays!
Woo!
Andor. I don't know how to make a song on that.
Whatever days.
Tuesday. Andor.
You're tasked to do with a song next week.
All right.
You have a week to do a song.
Fair.
Next time you're like sitting in the chair getting work done on the tattoo, you could be like,
I'm taking a couple weeks off. I'm hurt.
I bet you are. You guys, it looks color. Good
Oh,
color.
this looks
Yeah,
great.
it looks
but
great.
The day before, we did a lot of shading through here and got, oh, God, like my arms are jelly today
I got you.
and yesterday. But, yeah, no, she looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. Hi, I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty. I'm joined by our Jedi Master
JD, hello.
and our Jedi Knight.
Kassa.
That's like a.
Please do that for the rest of the.
That is like
That's your
that is
handle.
amazing. Just careful because you're getting close. That was close to Jar Jar saying it. Like
Misa Kassa.
Kassa, Misa Kassa, Susa Kassa.
Oh, no.
My Andor, your this Andor's
Is
your
your
Andor.
This land
Andor's
is
Misa
mine.
Kassa. There's your song. Boom, 30 seconds. Homework over. That's how I got through high school.
You can listen to us on any fine podcast app. We're on everything. You can visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/MyStarWarsLife. You can see our smiling faces at youtube.com/MopcastNetwork. And we're on TikTok at Mopcast. So you can check this out. At the start of the show, I'm going to look you directly in the eyes because I have to talk about something very serious. Actually, I'm fixing to switch my gaze from you to you.
Oh.
What'd you do?
Did I do?
Jedi Knight's in trouble. No.
Oh, damn.
I want to apologize
Oh, yeah.
for last week because you were right and I am wrong. And I'm the Native American pop culture spirit guide enough to admit when I'm wrong.
Hey.
But in my defense, what we were discussing is math.
Yeah.
And I should always be wrong in math.
And also,
I'm terrible at
and,
math.
and
What are
also,
we-
and
what are we
also,
talking
I'm also thinking that
Oh,
they,
timeline?
yeah,
Timeline.
I'm also thinking they have changed Cassian's age
Probably.
because even one of my mutuals on TikTok who's been on my show and is a big Rogue One fan,
Right.
she got thrown off because she was like, "Oh yeah, Cassian is obviously 21 in the show," but that information that we
Right.
now know, that math does not math because
Right.
he can't be 21 but also be 10 in the flashbacks.
Right. So, and I don't think he's 10 in the flashback. I think he's like more like 12.
Yeah.
So, all right. So,
Yeah. We'll get.
I apologize for that.
We're talking about the flashbacks because
Yeah.
because there was the StarWars.com does these episode guides, and they did one for episode 3, and they basically say that yes, the flashbacks are just prior to the Clone Wars.
Prior to the Clone Wars.
Yes,
Like,
just prior though. So like
and how long did the
probably-
Clone Wars last?
well,
then?
it's only a 3-year war.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it starts in
It
20.
feels like, because the Clone War went on for like 7 seasons, it seems like so much longer than 3 years.
So it starts in 21 BBY and it ends in 19 BBY.
Okay.
And that gives you the 19 years that Luke and Leia are 19 by the time of A New Hope.
Right. I still remember in the 80s him being 16, them saying he was 16.
Who?
Luke.
I've never.
I've heard
that.
18.
I've
never
heard 19 my entire life.
I've heard 18 at some point, but I've never heard 16.
19
I
my entire
swear.
life.
I don't know where. It could have been false information.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm 8. I don't care about canonical
But yeah, the
information.
the confusion on Cassian's age comes from the Rogue One Visual Dictionary, which also gives us the same information of where he was from being Fest and not.
Right.
Well,
But they've fixed that.
But Pablo's already.
Yeah, Pablo wrote it, and Pablo said he got it from Cassian's mom, so that's how it's screwed up anyway. And I'm like, that's the best answer Pablo could give.
Yeah, because more than likely, I could see her also lying about his age to protect him.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I just think it's nice that she's finally actually looking after an orphan.
Says this
Instead of throwing him in a broom cupboard,
underneath those
beating him with a
staircase.
frying pan if he drops an egg.
Should we? Since we're already deep diving, should we get into this episode?
Yes. All right. So this episode called Reckoning.
Just desserts.
Stars Diego Luna as Cassian Andor because he's like I can barely understand him
Cassian Andor.
because he's like I like him. I do. I really like him. But
I love Diego.
I
but
think
I do too. But he's got this like I don't know Batman thing going on.
Right. He
He's
also
very-
and plus his he's got a thicker accent.
yeah. But it's like plus this thing he's doing on top of it.
Right, and then you have Skarsgård saying his name differently, like it's the whole Omega thing again.
Yeah, 'cause
Andor.
Andor.
No,
It's Andor.
Yeah, no, there's no E in it.
It's Andor, not
Yeah.
Andor.
Like I bet we're gonna find out in like episode 6. It was like your name's Cassian or Kassa, and he's like, no, Cassian Andor. That sounds great.
Yeah. It's like Solo, how they got Han's
Yeah.
name.
I love Solo. That's the dumbest part of Solo.
I love. That's
Solo's the hill.
I like Solo too.
Yeah, Solo's the hill I die on. Like everyone's like, what's the best Disney Star Wars movie? I'm like Solo, hands down.
It's a great action adventure film.
It's fun. God,
I
my
didn't
hill.
hate it.
I love it.
I didn't
love
hate it.
It's
I've watched it more than the other ones.
I like how like Ron Howard brought it back.
Yes.
Like let's bring it. Let's put some Howardness on this.
Yeah, well, because he's a safe director.
Yeah.
You bring him in because you know he's going to play safe.
Yeah.
But that was dumb.
And
That's
get Tom Hanks
Solo's
Oscars. Like
Yeah.
whatever. Although no, I guess he didn't get any for
dumb. No,
Apollo.
okay. Which Oscars did he get him?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking. I was only
Yeah.
thinking of Apollo 13, and he didn't.
No, he was nominated.
Huh?
He was nominated.
Right, but it was Philadelphia and Gump. So
You're right.
Yeah.
Neither,
And
that was
neither of those
Zemeckis
were.
and-
Yeah, that was
who
a
did
Philadelphia.
I don't know
Philadelphia?
who did Philadelphia off the top of my head.
Hey, this is a better tangent than Elf Nipples.
Which was the
Which
clip
was
of
the
last
clip,
week.
yeah.
Last week. It's also it's a popular clip on YouTube. I'm not YouTube, but on TikTok.
Is it? I
Yeah,
missed it.
It's on TikTok.
I have to go look it because
I did my part to spread awareness
I
of
need
it.
to share it out.
Anyway, where were we? Joplin
I'm pulling a lot of
Sipton
people to my
as
side, by the way.
Brasio, who sounds like he should be in like
Brasso.
Brasso, sorry, yeah, Brasso, who sounds like he should be in the Three Musketeers. Victor Perez as Rashi. There's some alien guys. Stellan Skarsgård, father of all the Skarsgårds, as Luthen Rail. Adria Arjona as Bix Colleen. Our friends Alex Ferns as Sergeant Linus Mosk. And Jordan Long is he's a guy. Oh, no, who I'm looking for is Kyle. Kyle, I'm just looking
Kyle.
at
You're looking for Kyle.
Kyle Solar, who is Cyril Karn,
Paul Atreides.
aka Good Value Paul Atreides. And then Fiona Shaw, who is the better foster mother in this movie, this show, as Marva Andor. Who else was in
Although
here?
she did straight up steal him, so maybe that's not.
Yeah,
great.
that's where it's like, that's kind of.
Gary Beadle as Clem Andor. I guess
Yeah,
that's her husband.
yeah, that's her husband.
Okay.
I missed that.
I was
That's the
assuming
guy.
that
That's
was
the guy with her.
father.
Yeah, I
flashback.
figured it was the guy.
I mean, I'm assuming that was father when
I wonder.
Rail is talking.
I'm
to him
curious
about
what
his
happened
dad.
to him.
He got hung or hanged, I guess is the correct term. That's what he said.
Oh yeah.
Do you not remember? He says your father was hanged in the town square for. I don't think they said why, and that's going to happen to you if we don't get moving.
Right.
Oh okay.
Yeah, he said your father, and that's now. I'm assuming
my brain
that was
connected.
who we were talking
My
about.
brain connected to original father, but not Clem.
No, I don't think he never saw his reflection
Yeah.
until he got on that Republic separatist ship.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a thing that a lot of discussion is about, and why we talked a little bit about the theory. In
Right, our
episode
format's
2.
way off today, by the way.
All right,
Yeah.
so we start in the past with young Cassian Andor.
Incorrect.
Kassa.
Kassa.
It
He's
says
gonna smack the shit out of me before this episode is over. Just, shut up.
I'm just trying to get through this.
Yeah.
Just trying to maintain.
Kassa decides it's time to break some stuff.
He's got some Limp Bizkit on in the background. He's just like, it's all about that he said, she said bullshit.
Right. So he goes in the starship. He looks around. He finds some bodies. They got separatist uniforms, and he enters the ship's engine room and touches controls, and then freaks the fuck out.
Because he sees his face.
Right, and just like,
Smiling.
I don't like this.
Technology. What is?
It's like the beginning of what's the one with the bottle? The gods must be crazy.
Yeah, the guys must be crazy.
Just like, what is this reflection?
Yeah, he freaks. Like,
He
and
freaks out.
I'm like, you've got a river. You've seen water, right? You've probably seen your reflection, buddy.
Within us, it's always moving. It's always rapids where they go. They don't know to go up or downstream where it's calm.
They don't like. They don't
They're
know how to.
children.
They don't know how to collect water. They just get it from the stream.
They just pee in it and drink it.
Yeah.
Preferably.
Well, also
at the same time.
running water is usually the safer route,
Yes.
anyways. Yeah.
The first 10-year-old that died from dysentery learned that.
We don't need another hero.
My glasses. We could start a fire.
Man,
Switching.
so many jokes.
Yeah.
All right, and then of course the flashback ends. In the present, Andor watches salvage workers and shuttles dismantling stuff. One of the workers walks to Andor, tells the worker that he's got some money coming today, but the worker's skeptical of his ability to pay.
He has a name. We had a name for him last week. He's in episode 1.
Is it
It's the same guy
It's
that
Bresso.
beats him in the
Bresso, right?
in the face.
Yeah.
No, it's not. The guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brasso. Yeah.
Brasso.
Or not actually beats him in the face, but says he beats him.
And then our stranger Bix's buddy, who's a Skarsgård, his shuttle lands on Ferrix.
And creepy old rich moneybags keeps talking to him. Like,
Hmm.
that better is that a not Schrodinger's gun?
Yeah.
That would
Man,
be
I'm
Chekhov's-
mixing.
Chekhov's
I'm
gun.
mixing my.
It's a Chekhov's old man.
So no, it's Schrodinger's old man.
Yeah.
So he's been shown he may or may not be important later.
Yeah.
It turns out this dude's named Luthen Rail, and he meets Bix.
Like most of us, he did not enjoy having conversation on the ride over.
No, he doesn't want to talk on the subway.
I was like, guys, man, I'm just trying to listen to iTunes. What are you
Loudest lip smacking ever. Also,
I missed
the guy lip when he's talking to him.
I unfortunately didn't hear that, but now when I watch it again, I will. Thanks.
The subtitles points it out even harder.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So Rail's aware of the bulletin that the corporate guys sent out last week, looking for a Canary dude, and Rail's like, we shouldn't talk about the Canary dude. So, but looks like his prison record says he's from Fest.
We don't talk about Andor.
We don't talk about Andor. And Bix agrees. He asks if Andor's been identified, and Bix says not many people know. After Bix confirms that Andor killed 2 security guards on Morlana, Rail replies that they need to act fast, and so they go off doing their thing. In space, the corporate tactical forces exit hyperspace and dispatch 3 mobile tac pods, which sounds like something from 40K.
It really does. It really does.
So these low-rent space marines, so I guess Imperial Guard show up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they lasted about as long. But we're not there yet.
No, what was
8 minutes.
what was the guys from
Oh. I thought you were asking the life is
Adeptus Arbites, right? They're like the police guys.
Yeah.
Those are
But they're
basically
only in Necromunda.
right.
So
But that's all.
they're kind of like them.
Yeah,
I think Arbites are a little better.
they would last a little bit longer.
Yeah, they had shields and stuff.
Adeptus Arbites.
Rottweilers. They don't exist anymore. Now you have like Protectorate, which is the same thing. They also have shields, but no Rottweilers. Anyway, let's get back on the Luthen Rail.
So, Deputy Inspector Karn and Sergeant Linus Mosk. I don't know why I say his name like that, but he just says like that name just sounds like
Yeah.
he's like Linus Mosk.
Okay, well, I mean, it's very hard to say Linus in a cool way, and
Right.
you're handling it.
Yeah.
So you go. All I can think of is he's got a blanket.
Mosk also doesn't really work either.
Oh, you not need to say that. That's dangerous territory, sir.
B2 races
What's
to
a
the streets of Ferrix.
Don't talk bad about mosques.
And we're canceled.
Thanks, Caleb. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so in the past, another flashback.
I'm not doing this.
Play the game.
I'm just trying to do the podcast. I'm just trying to do the podcast. In the flashback, Marva Andor and her husband, Clem. He seems like he would be a Clem.
Clem.
And B2 EMO, they start looking around the salvage equipment of that wrecked Cerberus starship which I guess is a captured Republic ship. Is that what we're saying? Is that what we're settling on? Or what does you and your TikTok buddy say?
So this is not from TikTok. This is actually from the YouTube sphere.
All right, so you and your YouTube buddies.
And there's some there's some theory crafting of like what's going on. Why do we have separatist emblems on a Republic ship? Because Marva and Clem identify it as a Republic ship.
Well,
and they say more Republic ships are coming in.
They say a Republic ship is coming in. That's a dead Republic officer.
Yep.
That's the only Republic they said about that ship that I remember hearing.
Maybe they stole it.
So I'm wondering if there was
there's
a body we didn't see.
No, they show us the bodies,
okay.
And so the belief is that because in the last episode their skin is yellow, like not alien yellow, like they're sick, like they're sick yellow.
Yeah, because there's radiation leak.
Yeah,
that's straight up what that is.
Yeah, and so there's a belief that the Republic was going to do some shady things that they shouldn't be doing, and so to get away with it...
Not the Republic!
Not the Republic, oh no.
Under Sheev?
Right.
Yeah. Sheev was stand-up.
He's a stand-up dude.
But there's a belief that they were going to do something involving like a chemical warfare thing that would get them in trouble. And so, hey, what's the best way to not make it look like it was us? Put on some patches and say it's the Separatists. Because the Separatist movement is building up at this point. Because while the war hasn't started yet, the movement is happening. Yeah. Like, it's knowledge that there is a movement.
Yeah. I think I have to have a movement.
Yeah.
Was that Vigo and what movie was that? Some Western.
Young Guns.
And
yeah, it was.
And this is a show where we know that the Republic's not going to be put in the best light because Cassian was raised by separatists.
Yeah.
So
or these children.
Well, yeah. So like, obviously we're going to see that the Republic was corrupt, which we know, but like we're going to
lies.
What? That's crazy. Those are the Jedi people you're talking about.
But we're probably going to see like the clones doing stuff that we probably don't expect clones to do.
Let's go, Lando. Trying to come up with something for Let's Go, Brandon. Lando was the closest thing.
I literally just had a horrifying thought. Like this whole thing actually tracks about the whole Tibet thing. Like you got the Jedi as the monks over here, and they're part of a group for a while, and then that group turns on. I don't know. I don't know enough about current history.
We're no longer able to be viewed in China.
I just right. I was just gonna say we don't cancel.
I mean, we can be viewed. I mean, they just have to go through their VPN.
Yeah,
because that's how they have to view us anyway.
But I don't know that whole story, so I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
So
monks.
So Clem and Marva, they get to their salvaging, and they're like, okay, look, this
isn't that the couple from The Simpsons? Clem and Marva. I mean, that sounds like the ones that live out the outskirts.
It's Cletus and Marlene?
Yeah. I'm not far off. It's like Clem and Marva. Oh. They're from Wilmer.
Yeah. They decide it's a bad idea to leave
from
little. Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Anyway. So they get to the salvage and they got 20 minutes because the radiation poisoning. And then, like, they're like, well, we'll get some things out of the engine room. When they get in the engine room, they see Kassa just going to town on.
He's like, ooh, this is glass. I'm going to break it.
He's just breaking the shit out of stuff, which I get it.
You killed my friend, so I'm going to destroy all this.
I don't know. I was 12. I like to break shit. I was like, that's how I was like, this is, clearly sexual frustration. It's like, he's going through the change and just like girls are seeming more interesting and they're like, I might be related to her, so I might as well just break this shit to get out my frustrations.
Oh no. And now we're canceled in Wilmer when we talk about that. Related to people.
And then Marva's like, you know what? Let's just knock out this kid and keep the kid.
Yeah. We can't understand him. He can't understand us, but let's take him.
But stolen.
And Clem's like, his people are like right outside. No, he needs to come with us.
Yeah, because the Republic's going to kill their people.
Clem's like, wait, we didn't talk about having kids.
Usually I have 9 months to prepare.
Right. At least there's a little fun before, baby. Come on. But no, you get to knock out a kid and take him with you. So yeah, they commit
I
kidnapping.
mean, at least we skip all the baby years though, and
right.
I mean, yeah, they're cute. I mean, there's poop, but they smell good, not the poop.
yeah.
Well, that just got weird.
So,
Well, yeah, this episode has been absolutely.
oh yeah,
normal
this
until
is
then.
a off episode for us, but I think it's still a good one.
Off is good. Keeps the bugs away.
That's true.
Yep.
So we end the flashback, and the tech pods land, and the guys come out on the fair settlement. And all the people are like, "Oh, great, cops are here."
Yeah.
And so they start sending out the cop signal. I guess that's what that is.
I joked when watching it. I was like, "Oh, this is the union's uprising."
Right.
I just thought I stumbled into a performance of
Like-
Stomp.
Oh no, they're going on strike. They're going on union strike
Yeah.
because now that the company's here to put them down, they're like, "Oh no, we're in a company town, but we're not going to do this."
Karn and his team go and bug Marva because they know that's where Cassian lives.
Yeah, and B2 was running there.
Right, and they have like a warrant for Cassian, and so they barge in because there's no Fourth Amendment rights in, in Star Wars. Bix returns to her boyfriend Tim with two M's.
I was gonna say.
Office. Friends with benefits. I
Yeah,
guess.
friends with
I don't
benefits.
know
Yeah,
exactly what their
they
status
so
is.
they say that they do like a once a week sort of thing.
Right.
Like that's about as far as
I
their
think in
relationship
today's
goes.
parlance, it's they're talking.
Yeah,
I don't know, kid.
maybe friends with benefits sort of deal, but
I don't think they're very friendly.
She asked why
workers
stuff
with benefits.
Yeah, workers with benefits.
She asked why stuff's in the alley. He's like, "Look, I'm busy. I forgot to get it, so I'll get it later."
Too busy selling out your friend.
Right.
Yeah.
Marvel just bitches
Tim.
at Karn and his troops, and so they leave her, but they leave a couple troops with her, and they go looking for him.
Based on somehow triangulating where the
Yeah,
radio
so
is
yeah,
coming
because
to
Andor
B2
calls
emo.
B2.
Yeah. B2 Emo's got a comlink, and so they're like, "Oh yeah, we can."
And the dude uses the spectrometer
I
analyzer
assume it's-
from Ghostbusters
I
to be
assume
like,
it's-
whoop, 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 whoop,
I assume
whoop,
it's like
whoop,
when the cops like are tracing a phone call.
yeah, but that's real quick. Like
Yeah, it is.
the East team, North team, and West team ain't out there triangulating. Is all I'm saying.
Well, no, they're busy beating up civilians.
Right.
Right. So the troops leave Marva's place. They leave a couple guys behind. Cassian and Rail end up meeting each other at a warehouse, and like
Let's be honest. They met on level 7-3 of Mario World.
word. and so they're like, "Hey, look, I got this box. This box pretty nifty. 40,000 credits." And Rail's like, "I'm not really interested in the box.
I'm here for you.
I'm here for you." And he's like, "What?"
I'm gonna get kidnapped again.
Yeah.
He's like, "I ain't got time for your rebellion bullshit." He's like, "I just want 40 grand. I gotta get off this planet." He's like, "No, I'll get you off this planet."
But I also want you to do stuff for me.
And so they have that.
Oh, you look like you don't have morals. Come with me.
Right. He's like,
But a code. It's weird.
Yeah.
the bad guys find them and start coming in, and they basically, luckily, Rails have set bombs and stuff because he's smart.
Yeah,
Right.
Rails like basically Rambo.
Yeah,
It's not his first rodeo.
Definitely not.
I viewed Rail as kind of the Columbus of Zombieland.
Right.
Where he's like, I've got all these rules. I've already set up how to play the game.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can see that. I was also thinking more like, oh gosh, like almost like M.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like
yeah.
from Bond, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He's been in the
Which-
spy game long enough
Which this
that
is
he knows all
yeah.
the tricks. He's always got one step ahead of you. He's just looking for his Bond.
Which
Right.
makes sense because Gilroy worked on
No.
his film work include the Bourne films.
So the bad guys basically sum this up really quick. So the bad guys, they get surround them. There's a big shootout.
It's also the dirtiest shootout I
yeah,
think in a
right.
Star Wars film. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
feels
Yeah.
really like gritty.
Tim gets killed. Bix gets captured.
In reverse order, but yeah.
Yeah.
those things happen.
yeah, because basically cops.
Which is part one of Just Desserts.
Right.
Yeah, because cops.
Tim's like, because Bix figures out
Right.
that
Yeah.
Tim sold out. Tim sold out.
No, two M's.
Tim
that
Mama.
sold out Andor.
Yeah.
And so she's like, "You hooker!" Like she
Yeah.
gives him that. You're like, we're done. Look.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No, let my booty call go." Shkow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let your booty call go to hell.
Yeah,
And-
because they.
And then
cuff
she's
her.
like, "I know she's got to be torn up," and I don't think they'll I mean, we may be pleasantly surprised to get a nice juxtaposition of her being super mad at him, but him being dead, so her feeling guilty about being mad at him,
Yeah.
Right.
but also wanting to break up with him in the first place, but also he's dead and
Well-
she didn't get to resolve, so she's going to have all these unresolved feelings, and so then she's going to get an X-Wing and blow something up.
Yeah. Well, you
I
know
don't
what they
know.
say: snitches get stitches.
Snitches get holes in their chest.
Yeah. I do find so like obviously we're seeing. We talk about this every week for the show so far. The comparisons to real life situations. The guy coming up on Bix going, "Why are you scared? Why are you scared?" While he's got a gun on her.
Right.
It's
Like,
like,
you're about to shoot me. I'm frightened.
like, why are you running? It's like, because you got a gun.
Yeah.
So Linus Mosk.
Bitch, you showed up in a uniform with a gun, and I'm not white.
Linus Mosk is so he is so Meal Team 6, and it's and this is coming from I'm a large guy. I get it, man. Man, Linus, you and I struggle. I got you, but like he is all like. I mean, that dude seriously stormed the Capitol on January 6th. And
Yeah.
so he's
Great.
really,
Now the Republicans have canceled
he's
it.
like
He also filmed it.
right. He's super out there. He's like this is the best day of his life. He's like
Yeah.
leading the team and all this other stuff. He sends one guy back to go pick up like the ship. So
Yeah,
he can-
because
Part two of Just Desserts.
Because the guy who kills Tim,
Right.
he's
Yeah.
like, nope.
Yeah, part 2 of Just Desserts.
So he gets in the ship to fly off, but it's got hooked to a
Yeah,
a grappling hook thing.
because Brasso set that up.
Ross have set it up, and so it crashes and blows up, and then Linus looks and goes, "Shit,"
Yep.
which is the first recorded shit in Star Wars.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like, oh my God, we're surrounded, because he doesn't think that it's his guy. He's just like, oh my God, they surrounded us.
and of course, the episode actually set that part up. Like, even though he doesn't know the information.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it set it up for us, so I thought we were going to get a little more.
Right.
Because Petunia, or whatever her name is, Fiona Shaw.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you think this is creepy? This is scary.
Which is also a great moment too.
Marva.
Wait
It's
wait till they stop.
Yeah, it's such a great moment because the music stops during that moment too.
It was
Not
good.
just
No, it was really well done. But like, Linus doesn't know that when the music stops,
Right.
it's bad.
So the other side of this is what I really like is because we've got good value Kyle MacLachlan. He's like in another building kind of watching things over.
Yeah.
And then Cassian and Rail just sneak up behind him and punk his ass.
and Rail's like, shoot him.
Yeah, Rail's doing all. He's being Sheev.
Right.
Do it.
Do it.
Honestly,
to the rebellion.
I'm
I
there
mean, I
for
know
it.
he's got to be our antagonist, but I really think he should have.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really think he should have. I think that would have actually propelled, but maybe he's not there yet as far as.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he in self-defense, sure, cold-blooded, maybe not yet.
Yeah.
But like,
I call that self-defense though.
I mean, sure, but I don't know. Anyway,
I get
Yeah.
you.
I was going to say something, but I can't remember what it was. So continue on, and I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll remember it eventually.
And then basically at the end, our Rail and Andor escape.
And our flashback kind of bleeds into that as well because they have that moment where it ties in.
Right.
I remember what I was going to say. I know why they didn't.
Mm.
Other than character development, whatever.
It gets in the way of so much stuff.
If Great Value Kyle MacLachlan gets his Just Desserts, then when Boss comes back from conference, there's no Just Desserts to give. Because right now, Kyle MacLachlan and Meal Team 6 are going to be in so much
Yeah, they just
trouble.
did the biggest fuck up of all time.
They literally I can't say it or we will actually be canceled. So, but they literally just got caught on tape
Yep.
doing bad stuff.
Yep.
And I hope they get their comeuppance because
Yeah.
I hate them.
Right.
Yeah.
No. And what's
Yeah,
going to be
exactly.
what might be nice is that it's from the actual boss, their boss,
Right.
like
Yep.
the commander, that comes back and is like, I legit said let it go.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the Emperor's coming or Vader's coming or
The
you know,
Empire in general. Like,
you have
it-
literally caught their eye. Their eye is now on us because
Yep.
you decided to go play soldier, and it's not paintball.
Right.
Mm.
So that's yo ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Because my ass was there and covered.
Yeah. This is essentially the Boston Massacre to keep it
Yeah,
in a
I mean, yeah,
relatively light.
Yeah, because they're not going to.
It's a little bit further back.
If England cancels us,
It's
whatever.
it's
we
a little
already
bit
won
further
that
back
war.
in history.
We already won that fight. I'm not worried about.
But it's basically that. They basically
Sorry, I know that was
came
not
in
the
and
best
they
time.
Yeah.
Now Scotty's going to cancel me. I'm just being.
But
Not quite. Because the Moscow Massacre doesn't happen nearly the same way as this.
that's true.
Because
Well, yeah, because it was the innocents.
because the colonists have a riot
Yeah, that's true.
and they're the ones who
But it's that same level of big event that creates
Tension.
this.
Right. I get you on that. It's
Tension.
the shot of her across the world.
Yeah.
The tension between
Or in this case, shot
in
her
charge
across the
and-
galaxy.
subjugated
And you find out what
peoples.
really happened. So it's like, the colonists did that.
Yeah.
Actually.
No, they were. Yeah.
Well, we know the colonists weren't the greatest people.
No, they weren't.
No.
I'm just saying.
I mean, speaking as a native.
I mean, speaking as like somebody who always feels like he should be like, I'm sorry.
So,
Wasn't your fault.
so you
No,
said
but-
that you hate them as character, not as written,
I'm
but
supposed
as
to-
like
right,
they're
I'm
the
so-
bad
I-
guys.
No, they're doing a great
Great
job of
job.
being
Yeah,
dickheads.
they're wonderful
so this
jackass.
brings up an interesting thing. I don't know if you know the discussion that's gone around about Kyle's character.
I know there's like
There is discussion of people that are. So this is a similar discussion that happened with the boys and Homelander, where certain people see identifying traits where they're like, "Oh, I can identify with some of these things on a personal level, but they're not the bad parts." But then they're like, "Oh, that makes him a good person." It's like, nope.
So they're missing
Nope.
the point.
Yes.
They're missing the point.
Yeah,
Got it.
because they're looking at him and going, "Oh, he messed up. He didn't. He went on to Ferrex with good intentions." It's like that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What he did was bad still.
What he did was bad and against orders. Like, that's the thing that should have actual law enforcement and military people, like, upset if they care one way or
Yeah.
the other, is that he didn't follow orders.
This is more of a fan thing though, where people
No,
are
I
like
know.
they're trying to connect to him,
no,
and
but
they're like,
don't connect to the bad guys unless
"Well,
it's
I think you can.
Killmonger.
I think you can connect.
I
to
can
it.
understand.
I think it's okay to connect to bad guys as long as you understand that they are still the bad guys.
So I want to flip this
Well-
because here's the interesting thing to me, based on that, is that we're only judging this because they failed. If they succeeded in capturing Cassian Andor, is all forgiven because he still does go against orders.
Oh, I don't think it is.
Because I think it would still be a
Bossman
mess.
is pissed.
I think it would still be a mess.
Because then all those points he brought up about they were in a place they couldn't afford on a time when they were supposed to be working, all that comes to light.
Oh no, you can change the story though.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean,
Not enough for
maybe.
the Empire, because now the Empire is going to come in and
I mean,
say we
Are-
got to
but
clean
are-
up the
but are
Inquisitor,
they,
not
But they
Conehead.
got the prisoner. That's if they get the prisoner, does the Empire come in? Does the Empire care? I mean, you and I.
Yeah, it's
you
an
and I-
interesting discussion.
You and I are at an advantage that he doesn't have because we've seen the next episode.
Yeah,
he hasn't.
Right.
which is why I'm
You're right,
cutting
so-
short on
okay.
certain things.
you're
But
right,
like,
so-
I mean, what they get to getting pissed off. Riva shows up, right? Like that'd be great. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But,
I'll be like, where's the Jedi? Because that's only why they are used.
right?
Yeah.
But
You know who I'd like to see? I'd like to see Callus.
I actually want to see. I was talking about when I was watching the most recent episode, and it's not a spoiler for me to say that I want to see this person. Trying to remember ISB official.
Oh, Wolf. Colonel Wolf.
No, higher.
No.
Dala from the books.
Yularen. Oh yeah,
Yul-
Wolf.
yeah,
yeah,
Yularen Wolf.
Yularen.
Yularen,
Yeah, I want
yeah.
to see
Oh,
Yularen.
Yularen. Yeah, yeah.
Yularen.
I was thinking last name. I wasn't thinking first
Gotcha.
name.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Wolf,
all I remember is that stupid card.
But I want to see Yularen.
It's a great
'cause
card.
I want to see Yularen, which
We can't have two wolves in one show. We already had Trapper Wolf.
Yeah.
We can't have
But-
Wolf Yularen.
but I want to see Yularen.
Yeah, and which we might get.
We might.
We
Yeah.
might get.
Ooh, who would be a good younger wolf? I mean, not much younger.
No, he wouldn't be
Maybe
younger.
Like 10 years, maybe?
Uh,
Because this is 6 before.
No,
or
he
five
would appear
before
about.
It's
Yavin.
5 years.
It would
5
be
years before
about.
he
It
dies.
says he'd appear exactly like he does in Rebels.
Right. Yeah. So.
Oh, I don't remember him being in. Rebels.
Yeah. He
I have to
He
go back and
he
watch
comes
all
in to clean up a lot of ISB stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
He.
Well, it happens. You know, you eat some bad stuff, you get ISP. and-
that's IBS. That's
Yeah.
a different
oh,
one.
okay.
No. When Callus becomes a traitor, and
Yularen
when-
has to come in.
yeah, Yularen comes in to go fix it, and so that we get an episode, just one episode with him.
Because apparently he also was a hand in training Callus directly.
Yeah, well, he's
Gotcha.
head of the ISB, so
Yeah.
like he.
But
find-
like directly, which is
yeah.
not that's different.
Yeah,
Like
he-
you can be the head and not directly train
Right.
yeah, well,
everybody.
I think he all those the early training because he founded it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Um,
want to see. Yeah, I didn't think about you. Yeah. I don't think we'll get Callus because Callus is. I mean,
Yeah.
this time he's in Lothal. So.
Yeah, I would rather see Yularen. I wouldn't mind Callus showing up, but I would personally like to see Yularen.
maybe in a hologram too, like
Both of them.
Like they're having
Yeah.
maybe they assign a local
Well-
ISB and he has to have a conference call.
Well,
right?
I'm
So you
just
get-
I'm putting this in like
Right.
Christmas list order where I'm like, oh, this is what I definitely want,
Right,
and then this is what I will be happy with if they also give me this.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, I'm all in.
That's
We talked about this last episode, but what I really want Ezra's message.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because this is where this happens. If that was the spark of the rebellion,
Yeah. But
Ugh.
this and so now that you've seen episode 3, you can now see where I was trying to talk about in our previous episode talk, where I was like, oh, the flashbacks make sense because they eventually convert together.
Are we missing a question?
And so
yeah. I want to see it very badly.
Yeah. They're But yeah, there's a lot of I can't wait for you to see episode 4. I'm excited
I may go
for
home
you.
and watch it. I just
Yeah.
time.
We're excited for you because I think
Yeah.
it only gets better.
I like how Rail's lightsaber, not lightsaber, like
Oh,
it's still
the
it
cane.
detracts.
yeah, I like his.
I'm like, boy, you gonna get shot just for having a cool walking stick. So he's gonna see that pop out and that handle. They're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Now they're not gonna hit because they're probably gonna be a stormtrooper, but they're gonna shoot at you.
right.
So, any other cool moments?
I mean, I dug. I just. It was a good episode.
Yeah, this is just.
I enjoyed it from pretty much start to finish.
And this is is the episode where you realize, okay, now I get why they released all 3 at once.
Yeah.
Because when you watch them,
Well, that's when it starts picking up.
and also it feels like a movie.
Are we gonna address that Cassian got shot and just like shrugged it off?
Because he's a badass.
I mean, he was just like, bam.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Also, he
in
wasted so much time not getting that box.
right?
Because
I guess the box really wasn't important.
yeah,
Like,
because Luthen's like, you gotta come and leave, and Andor's like, I'm gonna go get it anyways.
I'm gonna get
and
the
it's
box,
like,
man.
but he waits. He waits every time. He's watching this guy.
because he's trying to figure out the timing of 7-3 in Mario World. He's like,
Yeah.
because
Because he's watching the guy shoot him, and it's like, no, Luthen's got your back. Go get the box
Right.
if it's that important to you.
So I want to address something else.
Yeah.
The word shit in Star Wars.
Yeah, because this is the first time we've gotten
So
it.
I got you. It's actually it is a basic Arabish word that actually translates to Huttese poodoo.
Well,
So it's
that-
really just poodoo.
That is
Yeah, he
correct.
just said poodoo.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, like if the shit actually offended you
No, it
because
didn't
it was
offend
in Arabish,
Yeah.
not
Not
saying it.
Well,
in
it would be
Huttese.
basic. It would be Galactic Basic because
See,
spoken.
I am literally pulling poodoo out of my ass right now.
Look,
trying
it's
to
Galactic
spin
Basic
this.
because it's spoken.
Voodoo's not shit either.
Huh?
Panther fodder.
Yeah, it's Galactic Phrasebook.
That's because
Time for the Galactic
they were
Phrasebook.
CYA. You knew what poodoo means.
Food,
off to Galactic Phrasebook.
Why would Sebulba crash? Why would Sebulba crash and go fodder?
Yeah.
but if you watch Jedi,
No, I
That's like
know where you're
saying-
getting it from.
where am I getting it from?
There's one talking about Bantha Poodoo.
Yeah, who is? Oh, God. You think you know what I'm talking about? What am I talking about?
It was in a subtitle where it says Bantha fodder.
Well, it's in. But who says it?
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. Is it special edition?
No, it's in Jedi.
Is it Lando?
Jabba. Jabba's the only one that's got.
That's
subtitles.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
He's the only one that got
it's-
subtitles.
Yeah,
It's first mentioned in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Right, and it says Bantha fodder because I remember.
Yeah.
But why would? But in
So Bantha fodder.
Huttese.
So I'm looking it up. Bantha fodder is the curse on its own.
right.
It's the expletive, and then Poodoo is just the Huttese translation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in translation, like they say things in Mandarin that when it is translated into English, we go, that doesn't make sense. But in Mandarin, it's a cuss.
Right.
So Bantha Poodoo or just Poodoo is a Huttese equivalent of shit.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm just saying.
My
I'm
point-
justifying myself.
What I'm trying to say is that though, it's fine. You can say shit. You can say whatever you
Yeah.
want in Star Wars. I don't.
Right.
But
Dank Farrick, whatever.
see, that's what I like.
Frick.
I like Carabas and Dan Farrick.
Sith spawn. Bring it back.
Right.
Well, no, but I like. It makes that world seem more real when they do
And I don't mind the blending of both, but
But-
you should have your own
right,
stuff
right.
too.
It sounds too colloquial to me, and I was just like, I mean, it was fine. I'm not a prude or anything. I was like, I get it. but
Maybe
it's
that's just from the Scottish part of the galaxy,
Yeah.
and that's just what they say.
The
right.
Welsh.
It wasn't my favorite. Is what I'm saying.
That's fair.
This wasn't my favorite.
But it's less confusing to me than I'll see you in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then they had to come out and say, oh, hell's a planet.
Right. They had to do this whole thing.
Well,
Like hell.
it's also where I think the now canon discussion of that is where Sith go.
Okay. Let's retcon some shit.
Well, that's what I can do. Yeah. So I just wanted to point the shit out.
Yeah. I mean, if we can have ass, we can have shit.
Who says ass?
It is used in Solo. L3 tells Han to get his presumptuous ass out of her seat.
Gotcha.
Ah. So we're now just missing the big one.
Right.
Well, and bitch. Unless Alien is Star Wars canon.
I need. Yeah, bitch would be awesome.
But it's like a Dathomary word for like the High Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are the bitches of Dathomir.
Yes, you are.
I read the fuck out of that. That's what I think. Hey, one of the citizens. Trivia time.
Yeah.
One of the citizens who rang the alarm was Dave Filoni.
Hey.
He was wearing a red trimmed outfit minus a hat.
But that's where we got. That's why we have Trapper Wolf in this.
Right.
Yeah.
So Cassian Blaster is a Briar pistol,
Mm-hmm.
which is the main weapon of the character.
Kyle Katarn.
There you go. And
Although it's a different model.
Star Wars Dark Forces. Episode marks the first time the Blaster is featured in live action. Let's see. When Bix is stopped by the corpos, the Arabish text on the close-up stall behind her reads, Geo and faded text on the walls reigns rate. So it must be something freight.
Oh, yeah.
When the corporate tactical forces exit the mobile tech pod, the word caution is printed above him in Arabish. Like, you don't want to get crushed by that thing.
Right.
And that's about it. You got
Okay,
anything
I've got a
different?
few extras.
Got a few on your side?
Yeah, so obviously we talked about flashback in the episodes occurred during the later years of the Republic, prior to the start of the Clone Wars, with Marvo and Clem worrying about the incoming Republic frigate, interrupting their salvage operation. Dead crewers aboard the transport Corsair wear uniforms with a symbol closely related to the eventual Separatist alliance. Travel to Canary will later be restricted by the Empire due to environmental disaster.
Don't go to Canary!
The idea of areas...
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Canary. Maybe that dies first.
I actually heard somebody make that connection in a... Yeah. That's...
They
Yeah, Canary.
Sneaky.
Yep.
You know, every time the restricted stuff about Canary, it just makes me think of Miranda from
Right.
Yeah.
Serenity.
Right.
So the ideas of areas of the galaxy being zoned for corporate exploitation and management is an old one dating back to the corporate sector as seen in Han Solo at Star's Inn back in 1979. That book showcased private corporate security forces, much like the Corpo Sentry Guard seen in this episode.
Another mark of Pablo.
We also have
Hidalgo,
Corsac. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Corellian security.
Yeah. The flashback version of B2 Emo is not only in better physical condition, but also doesn't have a speech impediment.
He's got knocked around a bit.
Yeah.
How hard
A little
you gotta
more,
get hit.
a little more in depth about that Briar pistol. It's the MW20 Briar pistol. It is inspired by the K16 Briar pistol, which is in Star Wars Battlefront, which in turn was based on the Briar pistol from Kyle Katarn in Dark Forces. Prop designers included enough extra features and design elements into Cassian's pistol that it warranted a new model number.
Nice.
Cool.
Last one. Real world linguistics roots of the Canary language are a blend of Portuguese, Spanish, and Magyar.
Nice.
Cool. And that's great. That that actually makes me happy that they did that. There's a hint of Spanish in there to give his basic accent,
Which makes sense because I learned from somebody else's podcast that that Diego Luna's a producer on this show.
Yes. Well, you said
Yeah.
if you watch the credits.
Yeah. So, well, I've looked and I didn't notice until they mentioned it, and I was like, oh yeah. So he had a hand in helping with being like the world creating
Good
of
for
his,
him. That's awesome.
which we kind of need that if we're gonna tell, because Diego Luna said that this is the story of an immigrant.
Right.
So
Yeah. The one thing I did want to add that we didn't talk about earlier is just a beautiful shot I thought they made was the swoop biking over the water patches.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Also, I just noticed this one isn't a fact that's noticed on like a website or anything. Second Disney Plus Star Wars show where an episode has Reckoning in the title as part of the main like title.
What's the other one?
Mandalorian season 1. It's called The Reckoning.
The Reckoning.
Yeah.
And so you got The Reckoning and then just Reckoning.
And then
Should've
next
just
we'll
been
just get
called-
Wreck.
Should've just been- get wrecked.
It'll be Wrecker's episode and Bad
I
Batch
needed
Wreck.
just desserts episode.
We're working on it.
Just
we'll get
desserts.
there. I like this episode.
I enjoyed it.
Great
It
action,
landed
great fun.
it landed the first 3 episodes.
I think the first 3 could have been condensed a little bit. I think 2's a little bloated, but that's okay. But I liked it. I really like 3.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to see next week's episode. I've seen it. It's amazing.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it only goes up
Like
from
4's
here.
4 is currently my favorite. I can't wait to talk about it next week.
I'll go home and watch it.
I can't wait to talk about it.
I mean, I don't know how I'll watch it. It's not out yet.
We've all admitted we've seen it.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to keep the illusion of the magic for them.
No, because it's out by the time this.
It's already out now. This releases tomorrow. I don't know. You're just trying to create your own continuity. I don't know what you're trying to do. Like, shh, it doesn't make sense. No.
I am so tired.
I can tell.
Yeah.
On that note, check us out next week. We're going to try to do 4 and 5 next week. So we'll do 4 on
Yes,
Monday.
I will watch them both. I promise.
4 on Monday and
Ish.
5 on Tuesday. So this is Sky saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours. And may the force be with you.
I knew you were going to say that.
Kassa.
I'm just going to go with that.